It's Great Day Houston.
Yeah, oh yeah! You weren't watching just any show.
That's right. Just right, al dente.
From celebrities, food, fashion, health, and more.
You've got to change your lifestyle.
Exactly.
Wake up with your morning cup of fun with your host, Deborah Duncan. Great Day starts now.
Well, Halloween is just around the corner, as we know, but if you're feeling like a zombie all year round, it might be time to get your hormones checked. Here to explain, please welcome Dr. Stephen Hotze with the Hotze Health and Wellness Center, along with his patient, Ryanne. Good morning. Your story, Ryanne, is like so many women. The problem is you keep going to doctor after doctor after doctor, and they're kind of like, you know, snap out of it. Get yourself together. We don't see the reason why.
Absolutely.
And what were you feeling like? Because literally your nickname, it's like Zombie Girl.
Yeah. At Hotze Health and Wellness, they do call me, that's how my nickname is, Zombie Girl, because that's how I always described it to everyone. You know, I would have a hard time waking up in the morning. I would sleep in my car during my lunch break at work. I would come home and basically not be able to move off the couch until it was time to go to bed. And I mean, how else do you explain it other than being a zombie? Yeah,
you're right. And what happened with me is, like, I get home at 8 something in the morning, and I was sitting there holding my baby at the time. My husband would come home, and I go, "What are you doing home?" And he goes, "It's 6 o'clock," right? And I was thinking, it's been that much time, because you're literally zoned out sitting there, and you're missing out on life.
You are absolutely missing out on life, and that's why. When I saw the advertisement for Hotze Health and Wellness, and it said, people don't lie, test results do. And I said, that's interesting. That kind of sounds like me.
Because your test results are, you're within the range, so it can't be that.
You're normal, you're fine. No, I'm not fine.
Yeah. All right, so Dr. Hotze, that goes back to, as a doctor, looking at your symptoms, tell me what's wrong with you. Not a test where the averages are based on somebody who's nothing to do with you.
Well, that's exactly right. The most important thing a physician can do is listen to what the patient says and take time. And because of HMOs and PPOs and all that, you get 5 minutes with the doc. You get to say one problem. He's got a prescription pad in his hand. So the most important thing you can do to make a diagnosis of hormonal problems and what type of hormones are causing the problems is listen to the clinical history and the symptoms that the person has. And if they have symptoms of fatigue, difficulty with weight, inability to focus, think clearly, insomnia, joint muscle aches and pains, recurring chronic headaches, mood swings,
hold on. Let me ask, how many of you can relate to some of those symptoms? Okay, almost everyone, because there are a couple of times in life in particular where this can happen. It can happen any time, but I know, like, after having a baby for a lot of women, it's one of those times.
Very common, right after childbirth. Does anybody in the audience notice their metabolism changed after you had a baby? Oh, yeah. Well, what causes that? That's a change in the hormones. And what happened to you? It wasn't childbirth, but you got in an auto accident.
Correct. And it was something that, I had noticed.
In 2008.
Yeah, in 2008, right. So even before then, I started to notice all of these different symptoms. Yeah. But it was really after the car accident that everything just kind of hit me. And so, when you're tired, you're in pain because you can't heal, because your body isn't working right.
This is a domino effect. They all start falling.
It really is. And so when a doctor says, "Oh, here, take this antidepressant," you're kind of like, well, what comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Right. And are we just covering a symptom? Because with me, everything, take a this for this, this for that. I want to know what changed. Let's fix what changed.
Exactly.
And if it's the hormone that changed, Dr. Hotze, that makes sense to replace the hormone with bioidentical hormones, which your body has no idea is not making its own.
Why don't you come to work with me?
How much you paying? How much you paying, right? But as you know, the reason why I'm so passionate about this
is because you had the same problem.
And people are like, no energy? Yeah, I had no energy. Yeah. And so, but point being, a lot of times people are misdiagnosed. It is easy to fix in a way that the body understands, replacing what is missing. And I got to ask you, what do you feel like today?
1,000 times better.
1,000 times better.
It was fairly straightforward, and I don't know why most conventional physicians don't understand this, and I think it's because the drug companies push drugs and they want to give drugs. But as we age, our hormone levels inevitably decline, and the best way to recover is to replenish your hormones. It's like a tank of gas. When your gas when your gas tank gets low, you got to fill it back up with the same thing with the hormones. But you want to put the same biologically identical hormones back in your body that God had in your body to begin with. And if you replenish them, you can feel well again.
Right, because I was, over and over again, people had, doctors had wanted to prescribe 5 different medications for me. Adderall being one of them to wake up, something to bring me off the Adderall, something for my depression, something for, and it was all these different things. He goes, by the way, all 5 of those will damage your liver, so you need to come in once a month for a liver test. And I'm like, do you have a prescription for a new liver for me too? But anyway, so all those things do nothing but mask the problem. If you can fix it and your body likes the way you fix it, you feel much better. I want to ask you about adrenal fatigue, because we're hearing more about that, but a lot of us don't understand what that means.
And I think this is what happened to Ryanne. She's a young woman. She was in her 20s, you know, and now she's just 30 years old. So why would a woman at 30 not feel well like that? Well, when she got in the wreck and had an injury, that stressed her adrenal glands, which is your stress organs. Her adrenal gland became fatigued like a muscle does when you lift weights, and it wasn't producing enough natural cortisol. And so you have to replenish and support the adrenal gland. And as we age, all our hormone levels, adrenal hormones, sex hormones, and thyroid hormones decline. So we simply replenish those. And adrenal fatigue is just tiredness of the adrenal gland not producing enough cortisol.
Yeah, and as we said before, if you can get those hormones balanced, your body
that's the key.
can fight
You have to
anything.
it's not just one hormone.
Yeah.
It's a combination of the hormones.
Right, and as you're balanced, your body can stand the best chance of doing everything it needs to do.
Absolutely.
All right, well, congratulations for feeling 1,000 times better.
Thank you.
No longer zombie girl. Dr. Hotze brought copies of his book, and the book is Hormones, Health, and Happiness for everyone in our studio audience. This book is a great way to explain what hormones do in the body and how you can fix those problems and the symptoms and the whole bit. He also hosts a radio show, Health and Wellness Solutions. Catch it every day, Monday through Thursday, from 12 to 1 p.m. on 700 AM KSEV. And to make an appointment with the Hotze Health and Wellness Center, call 281-698-8698, 281-698-8698, or log on to hotzehwc.com. Well, if you want